Okay, everyone, I wanted to start off this video in terms of what I've learned up to this point. I've been in real estate in terms of wholesaling for a very long time, bought a lot of programs, been at the Hilton Hotel, the Holiday Inn. This is in Towson, Maryland, and Baltimore, Maryland. And I have hung out bandit signs during the wintertime where my hands are almost falling apart in terms of how cold it was, having to take off the gloves to be able to go to Home Depot and the pieces of plastic that I had to purchase that had my Google number on it and whatever else that I had on that sign. Had to put all this together, and I found out that a great deal of that did not work. So, what I have done since that time is I have decided to uh, reconfront what it is I'm doing because right now, in terms of the COVID 19, uh, especially with unemployment, etc., uh, not being your own boss, being able to put as much energy as you can into what you're doing to become what you are, no matter how long that it takes, even if no one else believes in it but you. That's one of the great keys. It took me forever that to realize that when you have a vision and a dream, that you have to follow up on that dream yourself. You can't wait for somebody to say that you're doing good or keep at it. You got to stay on top of that. So what I did was I had studied a great deal of different gurus who every time I turn around, I was either paying for this or paying for that or paying for something, and then find out that there was much more to it than what most people are told. And so I kind of, through my searching, found, opposed to stumbled up on a gentleman by the name of Ola Tux Abitagun, I believe it's pronounced. His full name is spelled OLATUXABITOGUN. I think his information is very powerful because he talks about something called content marketing. He talks about not so much following the gurus, but understanding that there's patterns with this, in particular this endeavor regarding strategy and sticking with it and understanding certain keys. So one of the things that he challenges his students is to read the chapter, put out your own content marketing on what you're learning, because that way it keeps it real and that it's not fake. It's not, you're only looking at a video. This video resonates with you, it makes sense, then it's something that you can decide to do. Where I'm currently at right now, I am in, or should I say, I'm in the area of the West Coast. I'm around Nevada, Arizona, near California, but actually in Phoenix, Arizona. The reason why I'm putting that out there is because one of the things that uh, Ola had stated was you want to market in towns where it's slightly over 100,000, near a million, and you want to focus on certain states. I know there's two states that he says because it's too much foolishness, too many laws that work against, or one of the main things that we're learning is that if you're doing this business, you don't want to reinvent the wheel. And so at this point, I said to myself that in terms of Ola, that I would follow 100% on what he's talking about. And then once I lock it down, then I would create my own flair. The reason why I'm talking about where I'm currently located at is because one of the things I learned over time is we do not live in a world of scarcity. We live in a world of abundance. So the key is to put the data out there to provide value to others so that they can follow something and say, you know what, maybe I can do that. Maybe that might be for me. Because one thing that we know for sure is there's no land that's going to be created anytime soon that houses are built on. To live in a house is essential. It's part of the American dream. We also know about 2008 in reference to the real estate bust. I currently, just throwing this out there, I currently was looking at a home the other day that I could clearly see that was an investment property. And this property was purchased in, I believe it was February of this year. Clearly, it was purchased for 620K. The comps for that area is 1.4. So I wasn't really looking at it in terms of wholesaling it, but I was looking at it in terms of opportunity is in every direction. It's up to you to find out how this information is going to work. And so one of the things that Ola had stated was to challenge yourself, read the chapters, after each chapter, put out a video. And that's what I'm currently doing. So I wanted to go over a couple things that I really liked that he was talking about. And that would be the 4-step formula that he personally uses for content marketing, because that's the key. The key is to keep your face out there, to be an individual who's actually doing this, who knows the ups and downs, where you're just not going to talk about something that you don't know about, and you're not necessarily an individual who's interested in pushing CDs and information and bus tours and kind of like hooking a person in through a free, how can I say, event, and then you come back and it's supposed to be for like 2 days, and then next thing you know, you're paying like $29.97 to get into the program, and then if you do this and you do that, you find out there's a lot more to it than what you know. So let me give you this. And the only reason why I'm speaking this way is not so much that I'm going off on a tangent or getting off task, but I want people to know that I'm real. And I'm definitely going to make this happen because I've put so much work into it that I said to myself, hey, man, I know I can do this. And I'm feeling that sense of excitement in terms of how Ola is putting his information out there. Another thing I want to say is that before I purchased his information, I was looking at another company, but the main thing I liked about what Ola was talking about is that I could see value nearly right away. I had few snares. Also, I did a great deal of research in terms of reviews. And I couldn't find nothing on this guy. I mean, I could only see him. So part of what he is saying in reference to his students is he's literally doing it himself, and it makes a great deal of sense to me. So I say that to say that in reference to his reviews, it's very important for me to be successful at this because I want to be part of that aspect where I'm uplifting another individual because he really knows what he's doing and actually being a living example myself. I am actually writing down a lot of notes. I like what it is that I'm studying, what I'm reading, and it makes a lot of sense to me. So let me get to these 4 steps, this particular formula that he says that he really likes regarding content marketing. The acronym is ILDT. The first word is invest. Invest time and possibly money in your education because nobody's going to do it for you. True indeed. There you can go on the internet and you can find just about everything that you're looking for But there are certain things that you're going to have to pay for, especially if you want to be on the cutting edge. So the first word is invest. Invest time and possibly money and education, your education. You are the individual who has to move this idea along. Also, learn. Learn in a perpetual and be consistent without trying to learn it all at once. I made that mistake back in the past. I was trying to wait until I learned everything before I would, get off the steps or, uh, you know, get, you know, get done what I needed to get done. And what I found out is that there's so much that you can learn as you're doing it. It's not so much getting to your objective as much as the journey, because that's also awesome all by itself, that you're proving to yourself, you know what, I can do this. I can make it happen. I can make it happen wherever I decide that I want to make it happen, because business is everywhere. How do we know that? Because business is based on people. People are going to bring you your deals. People are going to bring you what you need. And this is the reason why we go back to, looking at my notes, the KLT, which is know, like, and trust. If a person, you would like an individual to do those three things, but they don't necessarily have to. They just have to feel that feeling in the moment, because we're finding out that 85% of decisions are made based on emotion. Then later on, people justify why they make the choices. The other word, or should I say acronym, is do. Do and execute on what you are learning as you go, without attachment to perfection. For a guy like me, that was a real problem. I just wanted to be so perfect. I just wanted to know every single thing. I just wanted to make sure that nobody knew more than me. The problem is, I would never get to where I needed to get to, because I wouldn't trust myself enough to make a mistake. Yet, by making that mistake, that was a time that I would get a chance to clean it up. Because my background is as a teacher in Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Chemistry, Physics, and Geometry, high school, special ed, then I'm trained as a teacher, so this should be fairly easy for me, teaching. That's what I hope to do. I hope to hook someone out there who's listening to this, who doesn't have money or credit, but you may have access to someone else's laptop or someone else's computer. Or maybe in the beginning, you only can use your phone. But basically, to be able to do this business, you only need a laptop, a desktop, or your phone. So teaching. When you teach, you learn twice, and you don't ever think teaching. Ooh, that's deep. Let me read that one more time. It says, teach. When you teach, you learn twice, but you don't overthink teaching. So for me, what that would mean is, just like right now, I'm seeking to convey an idea, an emotion, a focus, a connection in terms of resonating with another individual who may want to do something a little bit different and create something that is a lifelong affair and also can teach others. So basically, what I've gotten from this data and just looking at this information in summary, it's all about learning and discovering as you go. By doing this, you are automatically producing content, building self-confidence, and a massive opportunity attraction, which will be current on the fly in your real estate wholesaling business.